Hey there, do you sometimes find yourself just drained? I mean, you feel tired, you feel very heavy, you feel like sluggish. Do you ever feel that way after being around certain people? If that is you, I want you to drop a yes. Put a yes in the comments for me. Y'all know the kind of people that I'm talking about. I mean, those people that when you are around them, you've like spent some time around them. And then when you step away, you just like, oh, I'm tired. Or you find yourself saying things that they would have said, or you find yourself thinking the way they would have thought about things. Does that sound familiar to you? Does like you being around those kind of people, and then all of a sudden you find yourself doing and saying some of the same things that those people do. And the things that you're thinking of, the things that you are saying after being around them, it's not productive. You've tried it, but those things never come to a good end for you. It never gets you to where you're trying to go. So yes, you hanging around people, but my question for you today is, are you hanging around the right people? Hey y'all, I'm Dr. Tam. I'm your empowerment coach, and I'm jumping in here really quickly. We're gonna call this on location, okay? So I'm out of town visiting family right now, and I'm outside. Well, I still got some beautiful sunlight to go with here, but so you may hear some cars passing by because I'm outside. It's a little bit too noisy in the house, but this word came to me after I was watching the movie The Wiz. Y'all remember that movie? When I walked in the hallway earlier and I saw that that's what was playing on TV, I was like, I just jumped up on the couch and I just curled up in the corner and I started watching the movie. And so this is one of the movies like from my childhood that I always enjoyed watching. And there was a particular part today that really, really stood out to me. And I don't think I ever saw it that way before. So it's when the Scarecrow, played by Michael Jackson, a young Michael Jackson. It was when the Scarecrow was hanging up on on those bars, on that bar, and he had like the crows that was dancing around him and basically taunting him, right? And telling him, oh, you can't, you can't, you can't. Sounds familiar? That's those negative thoughts. And then out of nowhere jumps a young Dorothy, played by the diva herself, Diana Ross. So she says, I'll help you. And so then she shoos those crows away. She makes them go away. She's like, sick 'em, Toto. And so Toto, her little doggy, took after the crows. That's the negative thoughts. And so she goes up there and she helps him get down from this hook thing that he was like hanging on. And so he was like, wait a minute. The only difference from between me hanging up there and me being down here was the way I was thinking. And so basically she told him, it's your negative thoughts that have held you up on that bar for all of this time, making you believe in your mind that you couldn't do it, that you couldn't come down, that you couldn't walk around, that you couldn't be like a living being, moving, enjoying life, dancing around and singing. It was the thoughts that held you bound for all of that time. Never before had I looked at that scene in the movie that way before. I had never, those things, like it never really just stood out to me like that before. But I was thinking, that is so true. And in the movie, she literally tells him, there you go again with that negative thinking. And sometimes we have that negative thinking, yes, by our own means, some of the negative talk that we have with ourselves, but oftentimes it's also because of the people who are around us. So I'm coming to you today to encourage you. Let's do a quick check, okay? Let's do a check. Who is in your corner? And I got a couple of questions for you that I really want you to think about. I want you to think about not only just who is in your corner, but I want you to think about the purpose that those people are actually serving in your life. So number one, if we're moving forward, if we're going into this brand new year with this brand new mindset because we are ready to elevate, we're tired of being held hostage. There are things that I know that you want to do. There are dreams and goals that you want to go after. There are things that literally you have been waiting for years to do. And you've been telling yourself, oh, I don't have enough time. You've been telling yourself, well, I'll do it later. You'll be telling yourself, I don't have the resources, or I don't know how to start. I don't know what to do. Or you may have even been telling yourself, hey, I'm just a mom. You know what? I'm just a wife. I'm just good with what I'm doing. Yes, I want to do other things, but you know what? It's not enough time for me to do it. You know what? I'm older now. It's later in life for me. So I'm just going to leave well enough alone. And I'm just going to continue to do what I'm doing. Y'all, that's bondage. That is the negative thoughts that are holding you hostage. So today I want to encourage you. I really want you to think about these questions. I want you to think about these questions. What has you held up? What have you stuck right now in this place? Knowing that there's things on your heart that you really want to do. Maybe you feel like in order to do that, like you need to move away. So why is it that you're not able to move away right now? Maybe you're thinking, well, I don't have the money to get started. Or I can't go back to school. I need to go back to school to be able to do that thing, but I don't have the money to go back to school. There are so many resources. And oftentimes those resources, we find them when we find the right people. So I'm going to encourage you today, all right, to find the right people that's going to help free you. The right people that's going to help you to get off of the wall, to get off from that bar, to come down and start putting in the work, putting in the steps to walk toward your goals. And eventually you are going to live the life that you desire to live. It's possible. I know it's possible, and I know that you can do it. So here's a couple of questions I want you to think about. I want you to first think about who is in your circle. Who is around you? Think about the amount of time that you spend around people. Is it the same person, or is it the same group of people that you find yourself hanging around? Maybe it's people in your family. Maybe it's people at your job. Maybe it's people at school. Who is in your circle? Who are you giving your time to? Because I will share this with you also. Time is our greatest resource, and it's non-renewable. You can't go buy extra time. Once it's gone, it's gone. So are you being intentional in spending your time wisely, including spending time around the right people? So number one, I want you to think about who is in your circle. Question number two, I want you to ask yourself, what is that person doing for me? So let me tell you something right here. It's okay to be a little selfish. It's okay for you to think about you, because right now in this season, we've spent years, y'all, thinking about other people, taking care of other people. I want you to spend some time thinking about you. Who is in your circle? And what is that person doing for your life? Is that person adding value to your life? Is this a person that when you find yourself around these people, this person or these people, do you find yourself like with all these really great ideas? And you're like, ooh, Like, yeah, I can do that. Yes. Oh, that's a great idea. Let me go do that. Let me try that. Does that sound like you after being around these people? Or are you like, oh girl at the top of the video? Oh, child. She just drains me. She always talking about all of her problems and all of her issues and these people not treating her right. She's always talking, always complaining about something. Y'all, if you are spending your time around those people, that's like casting your pearls to swine, because those are the ones who are little by little just taking from you. Even if it's your time, even if it's your energy, especially if you find yourself constantly giving them advice or consoling them or trying to comfort them. That's an imbalance in relationships. So I want you to ask yourself, what value are these people or is this person adding to my life? Okay. Those are the top two questions. Thirdly, I want you to go over this list. You've made a list of the people you're hanging around. You have indicated whether or not they are adding value to your life. And if they are adding value to your life, I want you to make a note of that. How do they add to you? Do they inspire you? Do they give you great ideas? Do you find yourself motivated after spending time with them? Do you find yourself literally getting up and going doing things because they done hyped you up? That's like your hype man. They done hyped you up. You ready? Like, okay, yeah, I got this. Let's go get this done. Is that you? Because if it's not, then we need to do number 3. Number 3 is when you make that hard decision to start pulling away. This is the season for you to add to you. This is the season for you to become the absolute best version of yourself. So the people that we hang around is going to help you to become just that. Just like Dorothy in the movie, when she got the scarecrow down and she was telling him, hey, there you go with those negative thoughts. All you need is a little boost in your confidence. By the scarecrow being around Dorothy, all of a sudden his legs were wobbly at the very beginning, but then them legs got straight. And so then they start doing what, y'all? Easing on down the road. Okay. Ease on down the road. Okay. But listen, it is so important who you are spending your time around. So I want you to really think about that. I want you to do like this inventory check. Check to see who's in your circle. Tell or decide, really think about, decide whether or not this person is adding value to your life. And then thirdly, if they are not, then it's time for you to make the decision and start pulling away from that person. It may be the same person that's in the house with you. So how do you pull away from somebody who is literally right here with me all the time? Then the time that you would normally spend around them, you start utilizing your time more constructively. So that time where you may be spending on the couch, posted up watching movies with them, or posted up talking about other people with them, pull it back. That's time you reading a book that's going to pour into you. That's time you attending a free webinar online. That's time you checking out a YouTube video, learning how to do something new. You have to be intentional. This is a season of intentionality. This is a season of great focus in order for you to shift your mindset, in order for you to elevate, to become the very best version of yourself. When you focus on you and you make that determination, I am going to do it. Because you know why? I'm worth it. I deserve me. You deserve you. You deserve the very best version of you. So in this season, that's what we're doing. We're checking our community. We are checking to see the type of people that we are hanging around, whether or not those people are adding value to us. And if not, it's time to pull back. I'm not telling you to cut nobody completely off, but I am telling you to be more intentional and focused with your time, how you are utilizing your time. We don't get tomorrow back. We don't get yesterday back. And tomorrow is not promised. So we have to make the best use of what we have right now. I need you to be that focused on how you are spending your time and who you are spending your time with. Hey, y'all, I'm Dr. Tam. I'm your empowerment coach, and I hope that this word blesses you to be the absolute best version of you and to be more intentional about how you are spending. Our time, y'all, is our greatest resource. Our greatest resource that we don't get back. So this is the time for you to use your time wisely in the right communities, around the right people who are going to help you to ease on down the road. I'm Dr. Tam. I'm your empowerment coach. I'll check in with you soon.